third way of thinking about it that would be, different than either of those extremes. I started wondering if it might not be the case that there was something about the moon that was true once upon a time, but that's not true anymore. And I remember exactly the moment I had the idea. I was giving a lecture on manic depressive illness to all these medical students, and it suddenly dawned on me. I stopped the lecture and sat down and started writing stuff so I wouldn't forget. It suddenly dawned on me, I'll show you something. So in the modern world, most of us really don't have a sense of what true darkness is. We are so completely surrounded by artificial lights day and night that most of us, even when we sleep in rooms that have enough light to be able to see things, so that we really cannot grasp now how completely dark the world used to be. And in fact, even the world's greatest cities were as dark as a piece of coal until just a couple of hundred years ago. And in that kind of condition, when things are very dark, a light source like the moon, like take this light, when we were first here and all the lights were on, we didn't even notice this, right? But now, this becomes a supremely important source of light. So imagine now we're back in the old days, and this is the moon when it's full. And this is the moon when it's dark. And then the moon comes back, and all of a sudden the night is serviceable again. So again, in the modern world, you don't notice a little light like this, but in the darkness that existed just even a couple hundred years ago, the moon be hugely effective as a way to keep people awake at night.
Här har vi gubben Melvilles skördemåne. I alla tider var natten becksvart, alla förpassade till tidig sömn, men fullmånenätter vändes allt. Städerna höll sig vakna, bonden blev kvar på sin åker. Och vakna nätter, det passar inte alla.
I spent a lot of my life working on mood disorders, especially manic depression. And one of the things that we've known for about 30 years is that if you are somebody that's prone to mania, especially where you become psychotic and lose touch with reality, almost always before a person has one of those episodes, they're deprived of sleep. Full moon would be a significant source of light, and maybe the reason that the full moon is so associated with madness is because it used to be. It's just that it's not anymore. That maybe once upon a time it was a significant enough source of light that it kept people awake. Whereas now in the modern world, we live surrounded by lights all the time. The effect of the moon is washed out. So it fits the data, right? It fits why people would have believed it in the old days and why you wouldn't see it being true now. It used to be true, it's just not true anymore. In medical hospitals, at least in the United States, if they're worried that you have a seizure, they'll bring you into a special unit and they'll keep you there with wires on your head until you have a seizure to prove it. And the thing they do is they keep you up. The longer you stay awake, the more likely you are to have a seizure. So interestingly, in the ancient world, the two things that were associated with the moon were madness and seizures.
So the strongest myths about the full moon are the same things that you see in
the science. Yeah.
Här har vi det. Vårt svar på hur allt då kan hänga ihop. Tänk dig en stad förr, menar det som, på kanske 1000 invånare. Om fullmånen då såg till att man stannade uppe och det då gjorde ett fåtal personer maniska galna under varje fullmåne tillfälligt, är steget inte långt till att sedan bygga till exempel en varulvsmyt. Idag har månen inte den makten, nu när våra lampor kan vända på dygnet när som helst och störa vår sömn.
It's true in fact that it's not good to sleep in a light place. So there's nothing special about moonlight. I mean, there's old, now that is a wife's tale. There used to be a belief that you shouldn't let your children sleep under the moon, that they'd get sick and stuff. But we know that the brain needs darkness. And that in fact, one of the problems probably in the modern world is that most of us don't sleep in a dark enough room. And I sleep in a very dark room because even a little bit of light suppresses the release of a chemical called melatonin, which you want to have it released every night so you can sleep well and it helps rejuvenate your body. So yeah, it's not a good thing to sleep under the full moon, unless you cover your eyes, that would do the trick. You don't want to have your eyes taking in much light when you're trying to sleep. It's not good for your health. Okay. Nothing special about the moon though.
So it's only light?
It's only light, and that's the whole thing about the moon in general, is that there was never anything magical about the moon. It's just that it was a source of light in a time when the world was very dark. Sometimes science has been accused of ruining people's myths or breaking the magic. And this is a case, perhaps, of breaking the magic, because it really, maybe people do want something more spectacular to be true.
I don't think you broke the magic. I think you just fixed it.
Really?
You brought it back some, yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, compared to the idea that there was nothing to it, I suppose, right?
If you have friends in glory land who left because of pain, thank God of them.
Det verkar rätt klart egentligen. Det som sägs om fullmånen idag kan vi inte säga är mer än just myter. I statistiken syns inte det som borde synas om nu fullmånen påverkar det. Och egentligen så är väl det rätt goda nyheter. För som James Randi sa, det finns väl tillräckligt mycket ändå som gör oss galna. Och helt fel behöver de ju inte ha, alla de vi mött som tror. För mycket talar ju för att det finns en sanning någonstans i myterna. En sanning från förr, då månens kraft var verklig och stark, via ljuset. Då vände fullmånen natt till dag och ett fåtal föll i mani till att bli den vilda, lilla sanna procent som då kanske födde myten om galenskap, varulvsbeteende under fullmånenatt. Sant då, kanske. Mindre verkligt idag. Nu när glödlampor och lysrör har slagit ut vår månes kraft. Och ändå, om det nu känns torrt och trist att månen inte har all den makt som den så ofta tillskrivs, den makt som den kanske då en gång hade. Om vi nu önskar att det fanns en sån kraft, en måne som bjöd upp till galenskap och lossade på våra tyglar så där en gång i månaden, så är vi nu fria att välja själva istället. Att vara lite mångalna när vi så behagar.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October skies. You know, the night's magic seemed to whisper and hush. You know, the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more dance with you?